Good. Okay, here we go.
The Unleashed Voice for the LGBTQ community. Featuring Gwen, GQ, and Davis Clemens. Oh, let me hear that voice!
Ow, 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 ow! This is the S to the K to the double E to the T to the E to the R. Sitting here with the G to the Q, and I'm sitting here with the F to the J. And we're in the house today, and we are fired up. Hello, somebody!
Yeah, your name is Skeeter. Where did all that come from? Skeeter.
I was waiting on your reaction.
Skeeter.
Wow.
Hey, hello, Radio Land. It's 5 o'clock. It's the 5 o'clock hour in Memphis, Tennessee. And we are the Unleashed Voice for the LGBTQ community radio show here on AM 990 KWAM. And if you haven't already downloaded the app, why don't you go to www.relationshipunleashed.com and follow the links to go ahead and put that app on your phone so you can listen to us on the go and on demand. The mission of the Unleashed Voice is to educate, empower, and provide enriching information for our listeners. It is also our brick to reaching a broader audience and to building a better society that is void of discrimination, prejudices, and inequality. It is our hopes that while we're on the air, that we presented something that will cause you to ask more relevant questions about the world around you. Before we dive into our show, we have a little segment where I ask my son, what's on your mind? So what's on your mind, son?
Congratulations to Serena for winning the French Open again.
Yeah, she won.
That's a bad system.
Yes.
And I just want to give a quick nugget. How enlightening is your enlightening period in your life?
Okay.
So I'm talking about for women, men, children, adults, the universe, going through your universal period, your spiritual period, your reason, your feelings, nature, civilization, public, private. How does it feel to be enlightened during your enlightened period? So y'all can get y'all some of that.
They'll catch it in a minute.
No, you can get you some. Then F to the J can get her some.
Okay, we'll let F to the J get us some.
Start us off. How did you feel when you began?
We're going to bring Floridia Jackson in, then we'll come back and do a formal introduction. So we just want to chime in on this right now. Come on, Floridia.
No, how did I feel, or what do I do for enlightenment?
Both.
Okay, so I don't know how I feel yet, but it helps me to behave better.
Meaning?
Well, we practice something called silence, where we just sit quietly and just wait. And I hate to use the term listen, because we're really just waiting. And often it's not listening, because we don't know until later on what we've heard, until it manifests in us. And so I'm not sure if I'm answering right, but that's my idea of enlightenment and the way I get it.
Mm. Okay. Well,
I like that waiting.
Well, for me, I'm in mine right now. So I stay intentional every day. Meaning that I listen to my affirmations in the morning. When I'm preparing, getting ready for work to get my day started, I always interject something positive into my day. And this set the tone for my day. I make a conscious effort to stay in tune with my feelings and not operate off of my feelings. And I have a clear understanding and a clear direction of where I'm going now and how I need to get there. So my light is on, it's illuminating. I'm drawing people and I'm drawn to people. So like spirits, we reaching and touching and relating to each other. So it's a good time. I feel good about mine.
Well, I never understood Dr. Martin Luther King when he did his last speech here at the Mason Temple, when he said it really doesn't matter with me now. And right now, back in my day before I was enlightened, people's opinion used to matter to me, and the people's opinions can hurt you, and the manipulation of people's power and their privilege can hurt you. And so that scarred me, and that made me a better person, because those things are not wasted in my life. They meant something. And so during my enlightenment period, I discovered that, nothing is wasted in our life. Pain, sorrow, grief, whatever we go through, it's not wasted once you begin to be enlightened.
Look out now.
Now, if you're not enlightened, then you be like, why am I going through this dumb stuff? But once you begin to become enlightened, it's nothing is wasted what you go through.
And what we call that is belovedness. You come to an understanding now, and talks about it in the life of the beloved. You come to an understanding that you can't lose who you are.
That's good.
You cannot compromise who you are.
That's good.
It can be compromised, but you can't lose it. It won't be taken away from you. You'll become fully yourself. And that full understanding of who you are, that's your gift to the world.
That's good.
The crazy thing about it is that me and my wife, we had this conversation yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Believe it or not directly, but we had this conversation that we're having right now. And what came out of the conversation was that life.
Mm-hmm.
And going through those increments, those 10-year, 5-year spurts. And I remember when I turned 40, how I was coming out of my 20s and my 30s, and my thinking had changed.
Mm-hmm.
So, David, you're 35.
Wait a minute, don't put my age up.
Yeah. So you're at that point where your maturity should start surpassing your age.
Mm-hmm.
You're at that point now where things are becoming less urgent, but they're also important to you, and you're slowing down, and you're taking notice, and you're taking life in. And then what should happen for you in about 5 more years, your lessons should get less painful.
Listen to your mama, boy.
Because you would have learned how to stop doing some of the same things over that keep bringing you pain.
Loose here!
Yes. So, that's that growth and maturity. It comes, and you want to reflect it in your development, because I don't want to see you calling me in your 40 and we still talking about stuff we talking about now and when you're 35.
Isn't that something? Life is complicated. Life is hard, but life is so beautiful.
But it's to be lived.
Isn't that something?
It's not to be had or
Right.
having. Live it out.
Yeah.
Isn't that
Fully.
something?
Yes. Breathe in and breathe out. I think I might try that and go home and just tell Sean, be quiet, Sean. We're going to be quiet today.
That's abuse.
Loose
Loose here! Come out of here! What?
That's an intimate partner.
What?
Yeah.
And next week's episode will be on domestic violence.
Nice. Be quiet, gosh.
We have a victim in the studio.
Wait a minute, John, turn that. It's hot in here. Turn that on.
Makeup running.
My Mac is running. Lord.
Fashion.
Explain that. We have 1 minute before our first break. Explain that word waiting. That was good.
Well, we call it silence. First of all, we live a covenant life.
Okay.
So the covenant.
Explain covenant.
Okay, so covenant means being in relationship with.
All right.
Don't think along the terms of contract.
All right.
Think along the terms of relationship.
All right.
Right.
And so we live a covenant life. And in the covenant life, we practice silence.
Okay.
And in silence, we wait.
Okay.
Lord, what's next? Lord, what are you saying? Lord, what are you doing in the world? What will you do with us in the world? Being in relationship with those made poor. Notice I didn't say those who are poor. But there are systems that are in place that make people poor.
Absolutely.
Being good stewards of our resources, whether it be time, talent, or treasure, whatever. Being practicing Sabbath. Sabbath, not necessarily going to church on Sunday,
Right.
but taking a rest period. It's not a suggestion, it's a commandment. So
And waiting is a fruit of the spirit. Patience.
that's fine. That's a good way of looking at it. That ain't what I meant, but okay, fine.
But listen up, do not change your dial. Stay with us, because we have some juicy conversation coming up. As you can tell, we got a little teaser going on. We have in the station the incomparable Floridia Jackson.
Soul sister.
Yeah, she's going to break it down and bless y'all. So stay tuned to the Unleashed Voice here on AM 990 KWAM Talk Radio.